beautiful culture and a rich heritage makes the Southeast Asian kingdom of Cambodia an exotic and fascinating destination for millions of tourists every year. But there are some visitors who come with a very different agenda, and their presence is a grave danger to the kingdom's children. As many as 1/3 of those involved in Cambodia's commercial sex industry are believed to be children under 18 years of age, victims of a modern-day form of slavery known as child sex trafficking. More than half of those forced into the flesh trade are lured or sold into it by people they know. And those numbers do not even begin to account for other vulnerable children who are subjected to non-commercial sexual exploitation. Forget culture, forget heritage, because the Kingdom of Wonder, as it calls itself, is also a magnet for pedophiles. In Cambodia, children as young as 5 are sexually abused, while the average age of such victims is just 12 and a half. Horrified by the abuse of children in his own homeland, Huan Tim has committed himself to rescuing as many young victims as he can from the grip of sexual abusers. A proud father himself, Tim is the chief investigator at a leading anti-child sexual abuse organization, Action pour les Enfants, or APPLE. He spent most of his waking hours over the past 9 years monitoring, identifying, and helping police arrest child sex offenders, with help from close to 800 investigators and informants nationwide. And his exposure to various aspects of this heinous crime does take its toll.
When I see a victim, a child victim, was abused by the sex offender, and the sex offender used their body as a plate to have lunch or dinner. I mean, they put the food or put the chocolate on the child body, and they eat on the body. So when I go home, I see my son, I feel, cannot sleep. It is difficult to sleep and difficult to eat.
Although the situation of sexual abuse against children in Cambodia is slowly improving, it's an ongoing issue that, quite incredibly, tends to fall below the radar of the mainstream international press.
The numbers of children who are abused are high, and that the numbers of both girls and boys are very concerning. We know that only a very small percentage of cases are reported, and you will see every day in the media here tragic exposés of children as young as 6 months being sexually abused in this country.
Occasionally falling under the gaze of the international community, Cambodian authorities have been obliged to carry out more anti-human trafficking investigations and raids. But far from eradicating the problem, such operations have simply driven the child sex trade further underground.
Now this kind of sexual exploitation, it happens in direct outlet like bar, karaoke, massage parlor, and so on. There is a facilitator or broker in the establishment in order to link between the girl and the potential, the suspect or trafficker.
Many of them are tuk-tuk and motor taxi drivers, who ply the streets that are popular with tourists near the riverfront. Our team is preparing to visit some sex procurement hotspots to see how openly business is conducted. Due to the illicit nature of the trade, the team has equipped itself with hidden cameras before heading to the riverfront area in downtown Phnom Penh for covert filming. After a stroll of no more than 10 minutes, we reached Street 172, which is one of the areas identified by Apple, and we were quickly approached by a tuk-tuk driver who was very eager to sell us young girls for $35 an hour. Afraid of the police, he hesitated at first to mention the girls' ages, but considering the prospect of the tip he would get for touting the business, he changed his mind.
Okay, you want to see now? Below 18? Yeah. The age below 18? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not have but maybe you don't have 18. Huh? Maybe have 18, but you cannot to say here. Oh. But here have
What that?
I friend.
Oh, you have friend?
Yeah.
We have the below 18?
Yeah. But I friend police. Yeah. But you need young lady. Yeah, but you say with me, okay, no problem. Yeah. But you pay me up to you. But you inside.
And how much they check?
Maybe in 1 hour and
how much?
25, 35, yeah, 35.
Unfortunately, this is an all too common scene in Cambodia, where child protection mechanisms often fail to function. Vulnerable children continue to be exploited, while offenders easily get away with their crimes. Worse yet, as police belatedly react to the trade with more crackdowns and arrests, the sexual predators remain one step ahead and have developed a brazen new ploy to escape prosecution. The activity has migrated from commercial sex venues and is now hidden in plain sight of what children believe to be a safe refuge.
This is a treasure chest which my grandfather had.
Mary's Treasure puts us on the trail of a bittersweet story.
I just got goosebumps. The bombs were falling and everything around you, and you were born inside.
This week, we're hunting down objects for the People's Collection from the darkest period in Singapore's history, World War II.
So SP Chua could really have lost his life just because of these.
Treasure Hunt, Wednesday, 8 p.m. on Channel News Asia.
This program is brought to you by Far East Square.
My name is Gao Yang, CEO and founder of Meilele. Meilele is a company selling furniture online in China. The most important thing is you need to solve people's problems. I believe if we can find a way to give customer value, then you can create value. Major decisions are based on data analysis. How many ad dollars spent? How many revenue you can get based on each dollar? At our current level, each ad money we spend, we can get about $8 to $10 revenue back.
A highly sought-after lawyer
要我接手就包准打分
who treads on the boundaries of the law.
只要付钱的话，我就让他变成无罪释放。
Sharp and quick-witted.
那箭在地下的全身发难，为了保有自己的自尊，被告就成了你的牺牲品。犯罪！
He comes face to face with the greatest challenge of his career.
代争之子，只要有钱你就接吧。你看。
Legal High premieres 14th February, 11:30 p.m. on Channel U.
我输了吗？
Bioskin's Abstrin Men 5-day slimming program boosts my metabolism, burns away my excess fats within a short period, visibly lost weight. It's true.
SMS to enjoy 5 days freeze your fat slimming program. Abstrin by Bioskin. Trim your abs, get in shape.
You got to help me out, buddy. You got to catch this gator.
Close Encounters. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. on Ogdo's Animal Night Wednesday.
Cambodia continues to be classified as a least developed nation, with 1/3 of its 14 million population earning less than $1 a day. And nearly everywhere, children struggle to survive.
So with the large number of children living in poverty, there's been challenges relating to ensuring their access to food, to nutrition, to education. And with that has come a desire to support those children.
But not every helping hand is offered out of simple goodwill. As police shake up their battle against child prostitution, offenders have swerved off the commercial path and are turning towards charities, where they provide children with help and support, giving them the perfect cover to slowly draw them into their web of deceit. The process of luring a victim into a sexual relationship and clandestinely maintaining it is known as grooming. A 6-stage process that can take years to come to fruition. The first stage is to target the victim and assess their vulnerability. Pedophiles will then try to gain the victim's trust by building a special relationship and at the same time evaluating the victim's needs. Once trust is given, they will start filling those needs before isolating the victim to be alone with them. When the victim is ready, sex will be introduced, and the pedophiles will make sure their relationship remains a secret. With a social worker from Apple, our team traveled to visit a young victim of child sexual exploitation. In order to protect her identity, we changed her name to Soka. When she was just 13 years old, Soka would stop by her offender's house before going to school for extra pocket money, which sometimes was less than $1. But in return for such a small sum, she was sexually abused.
គាត់ឲ្យខ្ញុំនឹងឡើងទៅផ្ទះគាត់នឹងគាត់អង្គុយលើសាឡុងហ្នឹងហើយដល់ពេលទៅគាត់សោយស្រង់សូត្រគាត់ដល់ពេលសោយទៅគាត់ឲ្យខ្ញុំប៉ះរបស់គាត់ណាពេលទៅខ្ញុំមិនហ៊ានប៉ះរបស់គាត់គាត់ទាញដៃឲ្យខ្ញុំប៉ះខំទៅថាគាត់ខំខ្ញុំប៉ះគាត់ហ្មងណា
But later, her fear became a routine that lasted for 3 years. Soka would get 1,000 riel or 25 cents for every visit to the offender. But the extra pocket money would grow to $1.50 if a sexual act was performed. All the incidents remained unknown to Soka's parents until Apple rescued her along with 6 other girls. Like Soka, many other children have fallen into this crafty trap. During our investigation in Cambodia, we managed to document grooming in action. But because it's still an ongoing case, we need to conceal the suspect's identity. Based on Apple's information, this Australian man, working as a teacher in Phnom Penh, has been involved with 9 boys aged from 5 to 14.
We start working on the Australian guy in 2009. So we first witnessed him here in this Wat Phnom location. Almost every day he tried to approach and build relationship with those children. Some of them testify that they was taking naked photo inside of the room. But some boy told that he often shower for those boys inside the room and clean their body and untie their bodies like that.
The suspect is believed to have produced child pornography while grooming the children and their families. He lavishes them with food, toys, a monthly allowance, accommodation, and even trips to their hometown. And in return, the suspect often brings the boys to his room, where they stay overnight with him. But as Cambodian society becomes more exposed to the issue at stake, pedophiles have created a new ploy to mask their activities. A ploy that violates the refuge of last resort for the most vulnerable of children, the orphanage.
Those pedophiles will either start institutions in this country, which is sadly quite an easy step to take to open an orphanage, or the orphanages, even the well-intentioned, are not following and putting in place checks and balances, so they are allowing pedophiles to have unfettered access to children.
Over the past decade, and particularly the past 5 years, Cambodia has seen a dramatic 75% increase in the number of orphanages. More than 90% are being run by non-government bodies, and according to Apple, an unsettling total of 68 orphanages, charities and NGOs have been involved in the sexual exploitation of children. And from these cases, at least 19 offenders were brought to justice, and 110 victims between 5 and 17 have been rescued.
They go there once and twice and, go there back and forth in order to, start up a relationship with the management of the orphanage before they, begin to identify children who might be accessible and easy target for grooming.
This latest ploy is fast becoming the default technique used by child sex offenders because mechanisms to protect children in Cambodia are simply not effective. Out of more than 250 orphanages, many have taken part in so-called orphanage tourism, where institutions make use of poor children and orphans to charm naive tourists into making donations. With hidden cameras, our team visited an orphanage on the outskirts of Phnom Penh. The staff told us a total of 63 children at this orphanage have been sponsored, and some were brought overseas.
We have one girl now stay here. She got adoption, but they can stay here until 18 years old before they go to outside.
And then they can go overseas at 18? Okay.
From a Swiss.
Swiss guy?
Learning French, English, money for food.
Yeah.
He pay $100 per month for the food, for uniform, for everything that he needs.
Okay.
Unequivocally, money can buy many things in Cambodia. With a $200 donation, which went straight into the manager's back pocket, we were allowed to bring 4 kids out for ice cream. Although the staff member came out with the children, he showed no interest in their safety and did not interrupt the team as they chatted with them. And such disregard has already allowed at least one abuser to access children from that orphanage. Apple's report showed that Michael Julian Leach from Britain was volunteering at the same orphanage between 2004 and 2005 when he posed as a doctor and requested he treat only girls. When he returned to Cambodia from the UK in 2010, he was caught in a room with 2 underage girls before being sentenced to 12 years in prison for buying the services of child prostitutes. The Cambodian court also ordered his expulsion upon the completion of his prison term. But for his young victims, the plight didn't end with the rescue.
You were watching Channel News Asia. Understand Asia.
Did you know with the power of TV advertising, you can connect with not one, not hundreds, but millions of customers just waiting to hear more about your business? And now, affordable TV advertising is within your grasp. Register for MediaCorp's TV Connect seminar and discover how MediaCorp's TV channels can help you reach more customers than ever. Sign up now and grow your business with the power of MediaCorp TV advertising.
Meat Club rewards you once again. Enter the world of dinosaurs and Ice Age mammals. For the first time in Singapore, see the largest sauropod ever found.
I really like the animatronics of the dinosaurs.
This is a T-Rex, real T-Rex skull.
I learned about the growth of dinosaurs.
Don't miss Titans of the Past, Dinosaurs and Ice Age Mammals. Up to 24% savings for Me Club members only. Get your tickets today. Log on to meclub.com.sg for more details. Proudly supported by Me Club.
The results are amazing. My skin is immediately smoother and firmer. I look so much younger and feel much more confident now. SMS to enjoy 2 sessions of facial, skin rebirth, and cryo splash at only $68.
This month in Elle Magazine, are you ready to get creative? Mix it up in the strongest art-inspired trends, from surreal florals to paint box prints, and wear graphic makeup the fresh modern way. Discover Singapore's new art scene and why Lady Gaga is still the queen of shock. Find us on Maxter.com. Like us on Facebook to score exclusive invites to Elle events. Don't miss your exclusive designer pouch. All this in Elle Magazine, the February issue, out now.
Victims of child sexual abuse are usually left traumatized by their abusers, and their path to recovery is often a long and challenging one.
Some of cases that I work with, the children was violent by the sex offender before having sex together, by use the to hit the children body to make injury before they abusing the children. And also regarding the psychological, it is a serious impact for children for long time, like us. And some children, they trying to kill her or himself because of the impact of child sexual abuse.
In a country like Cambodia, where there is no established path for such victims to voice their complaints, many cases of child sexual abuse go unnoticed and unreported. And that has left many young children with memories that no child should have to suffer. But along with its notoriety as a thriving sex tourism destination, Cambodia is also well known for its numerous humanitarian organizations. Thousands are operating in the kingdom, and many of them are working to rehabilitate victims of sex slavery, to ensure they have a safer and brighter future. HAGA is one of the associations that work to restore broken lives. For nearly 20 years, it's been helping survivors of human rights abuse to rebuild their lives through a wide range of services, from trauma counseling to recovery shelters, legal support, employment programs, and healthcare, all customized to suit each individual victim's situation and to help them live once again with dignity. To help young victims rebuild their lives, HAGA provides a catch-up school during the rehabilitation process and career counseling for those who are old enough to work. The services are designed to help each victim find the right job and align it to the economy in their own hometown. Here at HAGA Career Pathways Office, rescued victims are given soft skills training before their actual work placement at HAGA's local partners in a variety of business sectors.
For example, if a client has voiced that they want to work in hospitality, to work in a restaurant, we have a HAGA social enterprise partner called HAGA Catering that they can learn how to cook and clean and move their way up through learning the different positions in a restaurant or a catering business.
While rehabilitative services are prevalent in Cambodia, preventive measures and prosecution are not. In 2013, the United States Department of State actually downgraded the kingdom from Tier 2 to Tier 2 watch list in its Trafficking in Persons report, citing the Cambodian government's failure to make progress in holding trafficking offenders and child sex tourists accountable.
ចំពោះការចំណាត់ថ្នាក់នៃរបាយការណ៍របស់សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកនៅការចាត់ថ្នាក់កម្ពុជានៅក្នុងចំណាត់ថ្នាក់ទី2 ខ្លមើលនេះខ្ញុំបានមិនដឹងច្បាស់អំពីលក្ខន្តិកៈដែលបានរៀបចំឡើងដោយសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកទេប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំជឿថាស្ថានភាពទេសចរនៅកម្ពុជាមិនមានការអាក្រក់លើសពីនេះទេប៉ុន្តែយើងនៅតែខិតខំប្រឹងប្រែងបន្តការយុទ្ធនាការរបស់យើងព្រមទាំងការចូលរួមផ្សព្វផ្សាយក៏ដូចជាធ្វើការធ្វើបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលសិក្ខាសាលាសន្និសីទនានា
Despite mounting operations to crack down on the crime, offenders somehow manage to keep one step ahead of police and investigators. But that hasn't discouraged Apple's chief investigator and many others who wish to see a safer environment for children in Cambodia. In fact, the increasingly complex nature of the crime has further motivated Tim to protect and rescue more children like Soka and to continue the fight to rid his homeland of child sexual abuse.
I decided already that if Cambodian children still at risk of abused by sex offender, I still working with this job as investigator with Apple, and I work until I think new generation can replace my job, and then I stop.
ខ្ញុំមានអារម្មណ៍ថាសប្បាយចិត្តដែលបានឃើញដែលបានគេបានមកជួយយើងជ្រុំជ្រែងអញ្ចឹងយើងទោះគេអត់គិតថាយើងមិនអាក្រក់ឬក៏ល្អគេជួយយើងគេដូចថាគេជួយយើងឲ្យចាប់ចង់ចាប់ដើមមានអារម្មណ៍ថាសប្បាយចិត្តដែលបានឃើញជននឹងគុកអញ្ចឹង
Unfortunately, not every offender is brought to justice, and the young population of Cambodia is still very prone to sexual predators who are quick to adapt their methods. As police crackdowns continue in big cities, sexual predators are once again on the move. This time, they're targeting the kingdom's remote areas, where there's hardly any knowledge of child sexual abuse or proactive investigation. A new playground for pedophiles, to make sure that unlucky members of another generation of Cambodian children will grow up with missing smiles.